A tornado threat is coming to the central U.S. on Monday. This could be producing violent tornadoes in this area as well as strong winds and hail. We're going to go through all the details of this threat so you can plan out the rest of your day and stay weather aware. Let's start off here with the Storm Prediction Center issuing a moderate risk. That's a 4 out of 5 risk of severe weather for portions of Oklahoma. An enhanced risk, which is a 3 out of 5 from Texas up into the Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio border, that tri-point there. We have slight risk extending into West Virginia and even all the way to the coast with this marginal risk here as well. So a very expansive severe weather threat moving through on Monday. Let's take a look here at the Storm Prediction Center's wind outlook here. We have a 15 to 30% chance of severe weather-esque winds. That is over 60 miles an hour of a gust front off these storms. We even have a significant severe threat where those winds could be even higher in this hatched area right in here, extending from Illinois down to Oklahoma. We also have a hail risk here, 30 to 45% in portions of Oklahoma. A hatched risk extending down into Texas with that 15 to 30% chance extending again into Illinois. Now, here's the part that we need to talk about here. This has just been upgraded, a 10% hatched risk of tornadoes. That means there's a 10% chance of tornadoes in all of these areas within 10 miles of these points. And we have a hatched risk. That means that there's a chance that these storms could produce EF2 or greater tornadoes. So violent tornadoes possible in this hatched area. And even so, we could be seeing some areas get more consistent tornadoes. Here's the HREF. This is the High Resolution Ensemble Forecasting Model showing a 15 to 30% chance of tornadoes in eastern Oklahoma, portions of Kansas, Missouri, and Arkansas. These are areas you really want to stay weather aware in this red zone, especially even in this yellow zone, that 10 to 15% risk of tornadoes as well. So a very, very extensive severe weather threat and tornado risk, basically from the southern plains all the way up into the Ohio River Valley, with that 1% risk extending even into Virginia, some portions of western Virginia there. So let's go through here. Let's take a look at the big picture. We have this low pressure here in the middle of the country. We will be seeing another low pressure form further south. That's going to draw in some moisture and allow for some storms to form along a developing cold front here before things start to move off to the east. That developing cold front is going to set up right in eastern Oklahoma, eastern Kansas, western Missouri, and western Arkansas. That's why these storms could be so explosive in some of these spots. Now, as this storm continues to move to the east, we're tracking another severe threat tomorrow with potentially a 15 to 30% chance of tornadoes in Ohio for tomorrow. We'll cover more of that another time. But tonight we are focusing on this area of the central U.S. here. The Red River Valley, as well as up to the Missouri River, could be at risk of those violent tornadoes. Let's zoom in here and take a look at this setup. Again, we're watching right in here where those thunderstorms really start to take off as this low pressure, boom, right there. You see that line of thunderstorms develop in an instant. And we see those storms could get very, very strong here with this surface low pressure moving eventually through to the east. So we're going to let it loop through one more time here. Take a look again, right in this area. This is where that moderate risk, that's where that 15% risk is. We have one low pressure form, another one, and then this line of thunderstorms could really be the impactful line that we're going to be watching tonight between 8 and 10 p.m. Eastern, so that's 7 and 9 p.m. Central. This is going to be moving through relatively quick, but that could also mean that some of these tornadoes could track a very long way. So please, if you live in these areas, stay weather aware, keep your phone ringers on, keep your EAS, the emergency alert system, on in these areas so you get a notification on your phone if there is a tornado warning in your area. Seek shelter. I know this area is part of Tornado Alley, but again, it is very early in the season to be seeing this type of risk. This is more closely similar to threats that we see in May or June than the first day of April. So let's take a look here. This is reflectivity, so this isn't rain versus snow. This is just straight up what you'll be seeing on a radar. But we have these little darker splotches in here, and that's where we have updraft helicities over 75. Now, what does that mean? That means that these are areas where as air comes up into a storm, there's a higher chance that air starts to rotate. So you can see a lot of those darker boxes starting to pop up here in these storms in eastern Oklahoma, western Missouri, Arkansas, and parts of Kansas. And that's going to continue to slide across here during the late evening hours. So really, we're zoning in on this area for severe storms, tornadoes, strong winds, hail, right here. And this is the area that we really need to closely watch tonight, because I do expect some of these storms to produce very strong tornadoes above that EF2 rating by the National Weather Service. So please stay weather aware in these areas. Keep your phone alerts on. If you lose power, if you have a weather radar, radio on you, turn that on, especially in these areas. We could be seeing, a one round of thunderstorms move through. We still have a couple rounds of thunderstorms that can still move in after that, although less severe after that cold front starts to move through. So again, a very violent setup for tornadoes in this area. Please keep an eye on these storms. So again, here is that area that we really need to watch tonight: eastern Oklahoma, northwest Arkansas, portions of southwest Missouri, and southeast Kansas. Please stay weather aware in these areas. I hope everyone stays safe tonight, and tune in for more. We have more severe weather on the way. Next up, the Ohio River Valley is going to be at risk for tornadoes on your Tuesday. Stay tuned here for more by subscribing and clicking that bell so you never miss another weather update. Have a great night and stay safe.